I was supposed to go ahead and do some videos yesterday, but due to my usual hectic schedule, which has been hectic in the month of May, so I'm in that birthday period of Taurus, and it gets pretty busy for me around this time. But these happen to be some that I just I had uploaded. I've been done, but I just uploaded them. So I'm just gonna bring to you. This one supposed to be done yesterday, but I'm just gonna bring to you this morning another edition of White Thugs Friday. Now I still got my Coon Hunters Thursday series still going on, but I gotta take the lay on that one, and I think y'all gonna like that one as well. But I'm gonna shoot that one up next Thursday. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Now the picture that you see here happened to be a picture. The man's name is Roderick Veazey. Roderick Veazey is the gentleman, in case y'all haven't heard nothing about it, here, right here in my own backyard here in Miami. Was the man who went up in the Miami-Dade public library, the main one that's downtown. Anybody listening to this know what I'm talking about. And he went on a shooting spree, looking to shoot somebody that he's known for 10 years after doing my research on it, by the name of Rothstein or Goldstein or something like that. But you know, when I see that Steen in the head, I say, oh shoot, it's a friend, have to be a small hat. Okay. But this is the thing about with that. Now when the news first broke across and it came across my notifications, I seen how quick it was. I noticed, you could tell like they ain't show no picture of the individual like I found here. And I said to myself, yeah, this had to be somebody white, because they had it been a quote unquote person of color, they'd have plastered it all over the doggone thing. But that's what the game stream media does. I mean, dude, I'm thinking, when I see that, because when I'm downtown, I pass by that library a lot. Hell, even stopped in there a couple of times just to catch up on read up on a couple of law books dealing with the Constitution. And I like I said, like, that library is stacked to the gills with books you can find, But like I said, when I said it like that, I said, great day, I almost was there, So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's just get right into the story of what's going on. Now the man did die though, because the thing is about it, because this is the more updated version of it, and it's coming straight from Miami Herald. So it's the best source and all that for me. Now here come the BS that comes up in there. Now the cop who shot him in Library Shore was involved in 2 other shootings, wounded in 1. But let's just get right into it, because he did get shot by a Miami-Dade police officer who named Saul Rodriguez. Let's just go. 6 years ago, after a mentally ill Air Force veteran, that would be Veazey, shot Miami-Dade police officer Saul Rodriguez's partner point blank in the chest, Rodriguez returned fire and killed the man. Now, in 2013, Rodriguez was shot in the stomach by a man who stole the officer's patrol car after robbing a Walgreens, and who would later be killed in a hail of more than 300 bullets from police officers. See that? More than 300 bullets. I'm gonna tell you something. If you from here, if you ain't never lived through the Arthur McDuffie ride, the Neville Johnson Jr. rides, the William Lozano ride that went down to Overtown in '89, when I tell you how trigger happy that even when it came down to Miami police or Miami-Dade sheriffs, it's gut wrenching. Although I don't trust them, but it's gut wrenching. Anyway, let me continue. Now, on Wednesday morning, On Wednesday, Rodriguez again encountered gunfire, this time shooting a man who opened fire in Miami-Dade's main downtown library after arguing with another man about a woman. Why am I not surprised? I figured it had to be something like that. Anyway, Rodriguez's trios of encounter are outlier. The vast majority of police officers go their entire careers without ever firing a weapon or being fired at while on duty. That's true, because I was saying I had family that was recently employed, but they retired from there, thank goodness. Anyway, Miami-Dade Police Director Juan Perez, who called the 3 incidents a red scenario, said his officer acted in a, quote-unquote, heroic manner on Wednesday at the library. Rodriguez potentially saved at least one life, if not many. I'm proud of how he handled the critical situation. Now, Rodriguez is a 17-year veteran, was working an off-duty job in uniform at the main library, which is on 101 West Flagler Street, on Wednesday morning when 2 men began arguing and one of them pulled the gun. Then, according to police and witnesses, Roderick Oliver Veazey, what do you know, he had to have my middle name, who's 64 by the way, briefly chased Carl Cooperstein, I told you, who was 63, a year younger, firing his weapon at least twice on the library's main floor near stacks of books and dozens of people. Now, man, look here. Had I been in that library that day and that would have went down, look here. My sixth sense would have kicked in and would have got the hell out of there before that would have happened. Anyway, Rodriguez heard the commotion and went after Veazey, firing his gun and striking him in the midsection. Miraculously, Veazey's own shots missed their mark and Cooperstein and library patrons were unharmed. Veazey, who remained hospitalized Thursday, he was charged with attempted second-degree murder with a deadly weapon. It's questionable about that charge there because, I mean, look, he shot in a public place. Anyway, for Rodriguez, Wednesday's shooting was at least the 3rd high-profile gunfire incident he's been involved in the past 6 years. Now, let's go back in this officer's history. I ain't got a picture of him yet, but I probably will find it and leave the link in the description. Now, the first incident took place in August 2011, while Rodriguez and his partner William Vasquez were confronting a mentally ill Air Force veteran who was threatening suicide. After Catawba Howard, 32, shot Vasquez point blank in the chest, Rodriguez and Vasquez returned fire and killed the military veteran. Now, Vasquez, he was saved by a Kevlar vest. Then, in December 2013, Rodriguez was one of the 3 police officers shot during a wild chase involving a man who ripped off a Walgreens, stole a patrol car, and was later killed in a hail of hundreds of bullets fired by police officers. Now, according to the police and witness, Adrian Montesano, the son of a Hialeah internist and real estate developer, ripped off of Flagami Walgreens at gunpoint. Surveillance video showed Montesano holding a woman around the neck, his gun pointed at her head. He fled the store, but when police thought they had him cornered, a short time later in a trailer park 22 blocks away, Montesano shot Rodriguez in the stomach, stole his gun, took off in his patrol car. Now, Montesano eventually ditched the patrol car, commandeered another vehicle, and picked up a friend before dozens of police cornered him as he drove a light blue Volvo in Hialeah. Now, after the car crash, officers opened fire and they kept firing. Now, in all, police said 23 officers from several agencies fired at least 377 rounds. Montesano and his friend was killed. 4 years later, the shooting still haven't been cleared by the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. Again, well, I'm not surprised. the Joker, aka Catherine Fernandez Rundle, which I think she's a tranny anyway. I always said that about her, you know, because she is not going to charge no police officers, you know. But as you can see, the shootings still haven't been cleared. Now, Rodriguez, who underwent surgery for his stomach wounds, left the hospital less than a week later and eventually returned to work. Now, here come the idiot. Police Union President John Rivera said that statistically it's quite rare for an officer to shoot or be shot at, and Rodriguez never sought confrontation. Now, he said he's not looking for trouble. Trouble just happens to stumble upon him. Well, that could be true. Okay, because I got another story coming up on this too, but that's what happened with this guy. It was all this, as I figured, it had to be over a woman. Here he is, 64 years old. So he's been charged with attempted murder, and probably should have been charged with something else. Now, you know, like I said, when it comes down to public places like schools, a place of worship, and yes, even a library, we're not the ones going around here doing that. Despite the mainstream media's trying to paint black people with a broad brush, thinking they commit the most crimes, look what you got right here. And my point is being proven every day. And the same thing with a lot of our other subs too. From Phil the Advice Show, Cynthia G, Torian Rain, Irv Griffin, the Superboy 223, 93 Sports News, Ticket, Town Biz, 1LVZ, LDBC, Chris Miller, all of us. We prove this every time. But this ain't the only thing. This happened like here in my home state of Florida. You know, the state that's shaped like a .357 Magnum. Hell, you got Michigan shaped like a boxing glove. Because, see, another thing just had happened 14 hours ago. I should say 15 hours ago. And I want to go ahead and I want to jump into, let me just go in there right now. Not this bitch, but she's part of the story that I got coming up. This motherfucker right here. What you looking at is disgrace and former Sarasota County Sheriff's Deputy Frank Bibby, or whatever his name is. Now, this had happened down in Sarasota, which is on the west coast of Florida, Florida Gulf Coast, Sarasota, all the way down St. Petersburg, Tampa, all that area right there. You know, he's been charged with the attempted murder of an elderly woman, an elderly white woman. When I keep telling you about White Thugs Friday, it's the reason why I call it that. Because, see, it's these jokers that's committing the most crimes. They causing the most chaos. They causing the most disturbance. You know. But these are the same ones that's quick and ready to get out here to call us the N-word. But, see, they're the new, they call us niggas. They the new niggas out there. And then on top of that, he had one of his other friends and current sheriff deputy to help cover it up for him. You know, let's just go ahead. I'm gonna just get right up into it right now. So let's just get into this. Okay. As you can see, the picture, that's the picture of the bitch right there. Carson Lee Planks. You know, let's get into it. I'd like to see if I can blow that up real quick. That's her. She helped to cover it up, trying to help cover it up. But now she is being charged, as you can see right there. But I'm going to go ahead and get into this story right now. Okay, deputy helped cover a bizarre murder plot, Sheriff's Office says. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office announced Friday new charges against Deputy Carson Lee Plank. They say the 23-year-old helped her former co-worker, Frank Bibby or whatever. I don't know why I keep saying Bibby. Excuse me. Cover up the bizarre attempted murder of an elderly woman. As the first responder deputy on January 12, Plank was responsible for initiating the investigation into attempted murder allegations reported by the victim. Plank, however, intentionally ignored the victim's report and physical evidence to cover up the crime. Sort of like, sounds very familiar. Now, she had obtained an important photo from the victim's apartment. This depicted blood and hair evidence, but Plank never gave it to investigators. Wow. Damn. Shoot. Anyway, in a text message sent to Bobby on the morning of January 12th, Plank wrote, "Frankie, she said you tried to kill her." Then 3 minutes later, Plank assured Bobby, "We squashed it." Now, what she's facing right about now, she's facing a new felony charge of tampering with physical evidence and is out on bond as of Friday. Well, she might be a former SCSO. Authorities previously arrested her back in February on the 9th. Plank got charged with providing false information to law enforcement during the investigation, but actually still has a job with the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. This is bullshit. Okay, so get this, people. Listen to this. They placed her on administrative leave pending the outcome of criminal and internal investigations. She pleaded not guilty to the original charge, citing lack of evidence, and a pretrial date has reportedly been set for July 13th. I will be keeping an eye on this one. The name Frankie Bobby might be familiar. We wrote about the alleged murder plot before. The sheriff's office arrested their now former deputy in January for embezzling funds meant for looking after an elderly woman's dog. A dog. Making out checks to him and his children, and attempted to stage her suicide. His method: he allegedly broke into her home, tried to force feed her medication, and later filled the abode with carbon monoxide gas from a running car in the garage. More charges were pressed in February. So Bobby will fight charges in the upcoming trial. Wow. I mean, I thought the downtown library shooting was something. This right here, it sounds like an episode out of The Heat of the Night with Carol O'Connor and Howard Rollins, or I don't know, Law and Order, or the Black, or something out the Blacklist. I mean, this dumb bitch. She may not even have a career in law enforcement no more after that, because I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna be enough to bring in the FDLE. For those who don't know, who not from Florida, who don't know who they are, that is the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. They're the big guns down here. Okay, they're like to us what the Texas Rangers is in Texas. You know. And it's just it's just hilarious. It's just hilarious to me. Not hilarious, but at the same time sad. Like I said, these Neanderthals, they can't help themselves, man. They always got to get out here and do something with criminal acts. that's Frank Baby, Bybee, or whatever the hell his name is. Oh, sorry about that. I know y'all seen her already. But here's one. Let me just boom that up. This is the sheriff of Sarasota County, Knight. I don't know his name, but there's Bobby. Tom Lyons. I don't know who that is, but I will find out who this guy is, though. But it's once again, like I said, it's another day in the office. Another day in the office in the self-inflicted genocide, which is commonly known as white-on-white crime. Nothing don't surprise me these days. And I'm gonna tell you why. But we had our own excitement right here. Now I know about the I'm gonna do that one Monday. But let's just go right quick. This here, what you're looking at, is the 2015 FBI you see our crime in the United States crime table 43. Now when it comes down to murder, non-negligent, as you can see, now they got African Americans lead 51.1%. But you can look at it like this: whites are not too far behind. But now when it comes to rape, robbery, as you can see there, not too far behind when it comes to that. Aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, theft, motor vehicle theft, arson, violent crime, petty crime, property crimes, other assaults, forgery and counterfeit, fraud. Ooh, look at this. Let's look at this here. Let's look at this. Embezzlement. Isn't that what Bobby was doing? 60.6% in the crime of embezzlement. Whites lead in that category compared to blacks who got it about 36.8%. Everybody else is like 0.7% when it comes to American Indian Alaskan Natives, 1.7% for Asians, 0.2% for that. But see, whites lead in that. Fraud, embezzlement, 66%. Forgery and counterfeit, 64.6%. Now, I wonder where all these hate trolls at, talking all that junk when they say like, oh, well, black people commit the most crimes in the United States. Shoot, they commit the most crimes, they commit the most robbery. That's what's wrong with this country now. That's why 45 is making America great again. Da 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 da. Shut the fuck up, fuck ass. Look at this. Stolen property, buying, receiving, possession. Once again, white people leading at 65.5%. Vandalism. Okay? Let me keep going. Weapons, carrying, possession, etc. Okay? Prostitution and commercialized vice. Okay? Sex offenses, which is except rape and prostitution. Majority leading that, 73.1% compared to black people who got it 23.1%. See, we ain't trying to do no shit like that. Oh, Taurine Rain will love this one. Taurine will love this one here. Remember how we always say that, white people are the new face of heroin and opium? Now, when it comes to drug abuse violations, whites got that by a whopping 70.7%. Gambling. Okay, now we got that. Black people got that like 54%. Okay? Offenses against the family and children, 65.8%. Don't be surprised, Bill O'Reilly might be in that statistic as well. Driving under the influence. That's just like that young New York girl, young sister from New York who got killed by a cop that was drunk driving. 82.6%. Whites violate the most liquor laws, 79.8%. Drunkenness, 76.4%. Disorderly conduct, 64%. Vagrancy, 68.8%. Do I need to keep going on? All the other offenses, once again, white people leading toward that, 68.6%. Okay? Suspicion, curfew and loitering, whites leading that, and law violation. Now, Table 43B, these are for arrests under 18. You know, that means your adolescents. Look at all this. Now, come to murder, manslaughter. Okay, blacks got that 60.1% compared to that. You know, we'll take that. Rape, that's Brock Turner. Robbery, yeah. Once again, that's Table 43B. That's for arrests under 18. Let's go to 43C when it comes to 18 and over. Now, when it comes to murder and non-negligent manslaughter, okay, blacks got that 50.4%. But look here, to all them white supremacists that want to quick to talk shit, y'all asses ain't too far behind anyway. Okay? And most of y'all victims, most of the victims that they go after happen to be white people. Look at this. Rape, robbery, it doesn't matter. It all boiled right down to it. And you can see right there. I will put the link in the description for this link so y'all could go ahead and look at it like this. Because look what it says right here. Arrest by race and ethnicity 2015. It's still down to date. 2015, 69.7% of all individuals arrested were white. 69.7%. 26.6% were black or African American, and so on and so forth. Okay, so to next time you got one of these trolls that want to argue with y'all that on social media and want to troll y'all accounts and do all that shit, show them that, and I guarantee you they'll shut the hell up. But this here, sorry about that. This here is a hot mess. This here is a hot mess. You know. But then again, like I say, Florida ain't no different from any other state. You know, if you think that we're trying to be immune to a lot of this stuff, to what goes on, like in, say, and I hate to use Chicago as a talking point, but let's just say it like that. On Baltimore like this. This is about being as crooked as a cop as that. You know. Well, same as with this crazy story here. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to leave a link to both of these stories in the description, as well as leave a link of the officer that killed VZ and stuff. You know. But as Professor Black Truth would say, it's just nothing but another day in the office in the self-inflicted genocide known as white-on-white crime. Or in my saying, it's just a day in the office, another White Thugs Friday happy hour edition.